we did بعد بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. We did the في القواعد في منظومة القواعد للسعدي رحمه الله تعالى. We did the verse from the poem from the Nazm 15 ومن قواعد الشريعة التيسير وفي كل أمر نابه تأثير. We did that. And then I believe also we did the other one which is اليقين لا يزول بالشك, number 17 and 18. وكل محظور مع الضرورة بقدر ما تحتاجه الضرورة وترجع الأحكام لليقين فلا يزيل الشك لليقين. We did that. And then we did الأصل في الأعيان الطهارة 19, 20 and 21. والأصل في مياهنا الطهارة والأرض والثياب والحجارة والأصل في الأبضاع واللحوم والنفس والأموال للمعصوم تحريمها حتى يجيء الحل فافهم هداك الله ما يمل. We did all that. It's 21 is part of 20. قلنا والأصل في الأبضاع واللحوم والنفس والأموال للمعصوم تحريمها. So he said, you know, the beginning when you initiate with the al-abda'u, when it comes to marriage and it comes to meat and it comes to the life and properties, all haram, till you verify that you can acquire it in a halal way. But we said for the meat, no. Al-aslu is al-ibah. You remember we studied that. It comes, for example, someone, he cannot, for example, they meet each other and then that's it, you know, they are ready to get married. He said, you have to verify because everyone you meet is haram to approach unless you find the way that is halal. Because the person you meet, you know, of course, someone knowing that, for example, he's not her brother or she's not his sister or any mahram, they know that. But what if the person is already married? So they cannot. So this is what fil abda, when it comes to such a thing, someone have to put first the restriction. So he cannot openly and directly get to the contract without verifying if first possible or permissible to be in a relationship. Also قال والنفس والأموال للمعصوم. النفس, life is haram. Property and money of others is haram. Why are we saying this? Because all the rest is halal. الأصل في الأشياء الإباحة. What's the meaning of it? Anything on this planet Earth, you find it or you want to use it is halal, except if the Sharia tell you otherwise. So in the Sharia, you don't say everything you say, oh, it is haram or halal. You don't stop to use it. No, you know, you have the green light to use it unless you've been told it's haram. For the relationship, it's red light unless you get the green light. That's if you put it in this parable. They told us here the meat is red light. When they present meat, they said, well, hold on, I need to check. And we studied, said, no, it's a green light. Till he tell you it's haram. Well, and we gave the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, when they've been offered meat, they said, we don't know if people, they mentioned the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, the Prophet ﷺ said, you mentioned the name of Allah. But we specified that you already know that these animals, they've been, you know, slaughtered in the way or like killed in the right way. Because if they were killed, then it's mayta. Mayta is already in the category of the haram. تحريمها يجيء, so no one can touch it That's what mean. قال these are haram. Till you have the green light. The green light that you know that is halal to use. حتى يجيء الحل. حتى يجيء الحل. فافهم, understand. هداك الله. May Allah guide you. Understand what it has been dictating or been read to you. So we finish. Now we're starting number 22. Do you have any question concerning the previous ones? These are maxims and the principles of fiqh. Principles of fiqh. والأصل في عاداتنا الإباحة حتى يجيء صارف الإباحة. Number 22. الأصل في عاداتنا الإباحة. الأصل, the origin, in العادات. What are the عادات? Customs, mores and customs. الإباحة, permissible. And look the spirit of Islam, how beautiful. When Islam come to, subhanallah, be embraced by a society, Islam does not obligate the society to stop do whatever they've been doing. They said everything is halal. Your customs, the way you dress, everything. And then Islam come to tell them that one is wrong, that one stop it, that one. So it's like Islam embraced the whole society as is and then cleanse it. So if I say, for example, in the beginning, al-aslu fi adatina at-tahrim. If I said Islam, when you start, have to put red light on everything. Cannot do anything. You said, well, we used to do this at home, back home we used to do this and this and this and this. You said, stop everything. Let's check first. I mean, the whole society will stop. I said, you know, this religion is so harsh. But this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So, al-taysir, as we in the beginning, the ease is like, subhanallah, it's the container of the whole sharia. Huh? So here, al-aslu fil ashya'i al-ibaha. It means like the origin of, al-ashya', not the customs and the mores is to be permissible. حتى يجيء صارف الإباحة. Till it comes from the sharia, what will void this ibaha. Say, this is haram, cannot do this. This is a pagan, habit, a pagan custom that does not work in Islam. Like Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, that famous story, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gifted the people of Egypt with Islam. So Amr ibn al-As, he find out that every year they offer to the river of the Nile a lady, a young lady, as kind to wed with the Nile, so the Nile will keep giving them water. So this is a custom. So Amr ibn al-As he said, no, you cannot do this. He said, this is our custom. We love Islam, but we do it. I mean, how you want us to have harvest? So it becomes like, a belief. But if you stop it, it's going to affect all their psychology. Like anything that is going to have, for example, drought, they're going to say, because we didn't do that. So Amr ibn al-As, he sent a letter to Umar radiallahu ta'ala to solve this problem. I mean, the story is nice, but it's not the point of talking about the whole story, but about how customs that they conflict with either with belief or with the moral or a habit that's been, inherited from pagan tradition, that Islam will stop it. But you see, for example, if you look at the Indo-Pakistani background, and you look, for example, the masajid, the way they dress, subhanallah, it's kind of inheritance of everything they had. Look, our people in Africa, their masajid, the way they dress, the way they eat. Inside, for example, of the Islamic West, which like go to the North Africa and part of Europe, you see, so it's like their tradition, they kept it. Islam, they didn't come to change them, to uproot them from their origin and custom and to make them other people. No, Islam come to elevate and cleanse, not to uproot and change. So you see, for example, when you see from a distance, even here, a masjid, like who's, the background of the people who build it. If there's like those, arches in a way, like, which type of arches. So even the architecture stays the same. But that's, how Islam, preserved and allowed people to keep their tradition. Why? Because of this qaid. You are allowed to do everything. You stay as is. Islam came to elevate you. But then Islam will cleanse and negate everything that is from a pagan tradition, things like, conflict with moral, etc. Like Islam, when it came to in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, as Aisha radiallahu ta'ala anha narrated, there's different type of marriages. Islam all abolished this type of marriage because all based on ignorance, based on immorality, and he kept the marriage that all of us we know. So he avoided that marriages, the type of marriages, and he approved only one marriage, which is the marriage that everybody know. So there's a lot of things that change into the society, but those immoral, those like ignorance, those like unjust, like not caring, or someone like having the big shame when he has girls and how he want to get rid of them. All of that Islam, that was part of their mores and customs. So Islam came to abolish them. So you see what Islam abolish anything that is immoral, that is unjust, that is conflicting with the spirit of the Sharia. But in the beginning, everything is embraced. You only take out what is hurtful, harmful, and evil. So that's the meaning of this قاعدة. والأصل في عاداتنا الإباحة حتى يجيء صارف الإباحة. طيب. There's a hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When the people of Medina, they came to the Prophet asking him how to do techniques about fertilizing the palm trees and things, and then he said, you can do this. So they said, Ya Rasulullah, it didn't work. قال أنتم أعلم بأمور دنياكم. You better know than me. You are in a situation to better know than me this matter of your dunya. Don't come ask me. I mean, when you ask me, I'm talking to you like normal, not like, getting the revelation how to do your trees. No. فقال أنتم أعلم بأمر دنياكم. And this is in... So the Prophet ﷺ رد الأمر في التعامل في الزراعة إلى الخلق. So he had, anything that deals with cultivation and agriculture. This is in the hand of the people. Don't come to the Sharia to tell you. So this is whatever you get habit on it, whatever you get your skills for it. The second one, which is number 23, قال وليس مشروعا من الأمور غير الذي في شرعنا مذكور. وليس مشروعا, what the meaning here? مشروعا legislated. مشروعا was being given, authorized by the Sharia to implement, to observe, to do. من الأمور, الأمور are the matters. And what we're talking about here, al-umur, is the umur in the deen, or the commands, or the instruction, or the way, in the way of the worship. the only one that is legislated, the only one that we are obligated to follow, to observe, are those revealed in the Sharia. So that's why this one requires evidence. You see now the transaction, mu'amalat, customs, mores, everything is permissible. Unless the Sharia comes to tell you, take away this one is prohibited. When it comes to ibadat, everything is ibadah, what we call tawqifiyyah. Tawqifiyyah is in the hand of the Sharia to tell you what to do. Anything innovated is haram. Why? Because it's not rooted in the Sharia. That it means وَلَيْسَ مَشْرُوعًا مِنَ الْأُمُورِ غَيْرَ الَّذِي فِي شَرْعِنَا مَذْكُورٌ. So we have a green light in all the transaction, in all the habit and things, unless the Sharia prohibited. But we have the red light in all the worship, waiting for the Sharia to tell us what to do. So al-aslu fil ibadati al-manu wal-tawkhif. من حديث عائشة أن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: من عمل عملا ليس عليه أمرنا فهو رد. Whoever who act or do an action that not following our path, our way, it is rejected. This action is rejected. Al-Imam al-Shatibi said this hadith and evidence that everything in the Sharia is prohibited unless is given direct command by the Sharia to observe it. You cannot pray till you've been instructed to pray. And this is very important because and the worship is related to the form, to the way, to the time. All of it, subhanallah, is included into the worship that need to be done according to the instruction and the commands of the Sharia. No one can initiate a way to worship Allah, by his own whims. That is rejected. Say it make me feel good, it make you feel good or make you feel the highest ecstasy possible. Is rejected. Because Allah, if He didn't reveal it, you cannot do it. You can do it in your own religion if you want. But if you want a religion of Islam, you only do what, subhanallah, is evident. That's why in all the ahkam of the Sharia, there was always a dalil. Why they said dalil? The evidence that we've been ordained by the Sharia to do it. Someone tell you have to pray. Say, do you have an evidence from Allah and His Messenger that you have to pray? He said, yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala aqimu salata, establish prayer. Okay, how can I do that? He said, the Prophet ﷺ said, pray as you may see me praying, and this is the description. But someone said, I would love, to lay flat on my stomach, feel more khushu' and humility to Allah than sujood. I said, oh, because you feel more humility, you can do it. Tadmihi is haram. It's not going to be accepted because the Prophet ﷺ taught us to make the sujood. This action that you think or you claim or you feel that is better for you, that is not salat. If you lay down on your stomach from here to your death, it will not going to be accepted as salat. قال إن كنتم تحبون الله فاتبعوني. الاتباع is to follow the way of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So هنا come back to what he said to understand وليس مشروعا من الأمور, and it's not legislated, it's not permissible, it's not accepted from the matters of the worship except what is being stated into the Sharia. أخرج البيهقي في السنن الكبرى والخطيب في الفقيه والمتفقه a hadith by Sa'id ibn al-Musayyib. He saw a man praying after طلوع الفجر, after dawn, two rak'ah, after Sunnat al-Fajr. So he prayed Sunnat al-Fajr and he's making another two rak'ah. The Sunnat al-Fajr is permissible for certain scholars to do it after Fajr and before dawn. You know why? Because he missed it before Fajr. And it's permissible for certain scholars, not all of them, not all the school of thought. But to do the two rak'ah, which is being given to you the permission to do it, and add to it two rak'ah, because the Prophet ﷺ, he prohibited the prayer in that particular time. You live the whole day, the rest 24 hours, minus that, you know, short hour, and of course the time between Asr and Maghrib, and you want to make the longest two rak'ah. So he said, Sa'id al-Musayyib saw him praying two extra rak'ah with the long sujood and ruku. قال فزجره عن ذلك. He reprimanded him. He said, what are you doing? Stop. You know, after Fajr, he said, you should not have done this. So that person who was praying, he got hurt and he reacted badly. He said, why are you doing this for me? You know, I'm praying. Told him, you being conflicting with the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. You're thinking that you're doing good. The Prophet told you, don't pray in this time. Brother. طيب. He given a nice observation here. If the bid'ah, it's a long subject. It's a long subject, and it requires details. But if the action itself is in the Sunnah, someone add to it, extend it, add in its number, as long as he does not change its form, it's accepted. So we cannot say, for example, someone, he did more than 33 times subhanallah after Fajr, we told him this is bid'ah. He's making dhikr of Allah. Who taught us to make dhikr? The Prophet ﷺ. If you want to make 1,000 times, it's permissible. Now, where the bid'ah comes, when you come to someone, tell him you should make after Salat al-Fajr 1,000 times subhanallah. To determine and specify it and give it, restricted in a number, that's what becomes bid'ah. Because where is your evidence to make it obligation on that person, or to make it greater on that person to make it 1,000 times? You see the difference. If you want to make it 1,000,000 times, make it. This is for yourself. This is between you and Allah. This is great. Actually, the Prophet ﷺ said, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala complimented the dhakireen Allah kathiran wa dhakirat. But to make out of it a ruling, obligating other people and inviting other people to do it, that is the bid'ah. See the difference. Some people, they sit after the prayer and they make dhikr loud. This one makruha is not haram. Why? Because the dhikr after the salat, it is in the sunnah. But together to do it in a loud voice, it's gonna be bothering other people that they're praying. So he said it's makruh. But if those who are like making it loud, they said, Ya akhi, this is good thing, you should do it, and this is the way. After Salah, we have to do this. He said, if you're saying we have to do this, that is the bid'ah. to make it the ruling. See the difference? طيب نعم تفضل. We cannot say even it's also recommended, because when I say it's recommended, it's like I have an evidence letting me say it's recommended. Maybe the 33 times, not maybe, the 33 times that the Prophet ﷺ said, that is the recommended. And it might be, more rewarded than 1,000 times. Because the Prophet ﷺ says, do 33, 33, 33, and finish the 100 with La ilaha wahdahu la sharika lahu lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu wa ala kulli shay'in qadir. Why I tell you it might be, that is the sunnah. Because the Prophet ﷺ, he already defined it. And it might be a greatly reward than any other tasbih. Why? Because if someone is going to do 1,000, he's going to be distracted on other tasks that he has to do, or neglecting the rights of people who are waiting for him to fulfill his right. Why? Because he's busy with tasbih. They said, you came late, for example. He said, I've been making my tasbih. I said, the Prophet ﷺ told you to do like 100 times, not million times. So you should have been here. See, so that balance. If you want to make 1,000, do it, but do not, let's say, neglect or violate the rights of others or the rights around you into what you are obligated to do. So saying to someone is recommended to say 1,000, it's an innovation. You say you make it for yourself, it's fine. You make even 1,000,000, it's fine. As long as also you keep that, respecting and fulfilling all the other responsibility that you're obligated to do. وسائل number 24. وسائل الأمور كالمقاصد واحكم بهذا الحكم للزوائد. وسائل الأمور. الأمور, as you see here, he mentioned الأمور, everything that you do an action commanded within the Sharia. Action within the Sharia. وسائل الأمور كالمقاصد واحكم بهذا الحكم للزوائد. الوسائل are the means. المقاصد is the غاية, is the end, is the goal, is what you are intending to fulfill or achieve. الوسائل are the means which are required to do in order to fulfill that end or that goal. You want to build a fence, you need everything, for that fence to be built. You need first to buy the fence. Someone being given say, I'm building the fence. I said, did you buy it? He said, no, should I? I said, how you cannot build it then? So the means to build the fence is first to get everything. Now when it comes to the worship, someone, he's joining the congregation. The means to join the congregation in the prayer is to walk to the masjid. Right? So walking to the masjid becomes an obligation so you can fulfill the mission or the requirement or the goal of joining the congregation in a masjid. This is the meaning of it. So the means to get to a goal, they have the same ruling as the goal itself. So if the praying Jama'ah in the masjid an obligation, then walking to the masjid is an obligation. Because without going to the masjid or driving to the masjid, you cannot make it. Therefore, it becomes an obligation. And more than that, it's going to be rewarded. It's not the Prophet ﷺ said, in every step, you've been elevated daraja and erased sayyah, evil deed. Why? Because it's part of the salah becomes. So this is the qaida. Whatever action, you intend to fulfill, all its requirement will have the same ruling as the action itself. If the action is sunnah, its requirement is sunnah. If the action is fard, its requirement is fard. Requirement leading to that, to do the fard. For example, someone, he doesn't have the sense of direction. Many people. And every time, he's traveling around the town. Said, every time I have problem finding the Qibla. This person not going to tell him, oh, you don't find the Qibla, just face anyway. So, no, you have to face the Qibla. It becomes a habit. So always tell you what do I need. They said, get a compass. So a compass becomes an obligation for him to buy. Why? Every time he's losing where to find the Qibla when he has to pray at that time. Someone, for example, driving a cab, or every time, the whole day he's around the city. When it comes to prayer, he wants to pray, and he doesn't know. Said Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, say, whatever you face, there's the Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala way. Said no. That's if you're traveling far, it happened once, why? But every day, you have to find the Qibla. If you have the sense of direction, you're looking and you know the thing, you said, Alhamdulillah, the Qibla is here. If not, you have to find the means so if the campus, for example, this is an example, help you to find the Qibla, then it becomes a requirement to buy it. That's what means. وسائل الأمور كالمقاصد. واحكم بهذا الحكم للزوائد. And also apply the same ruling for الزوائد. الزوائد is المتمم, what complete the action. Based on this, so we have مقاصد, وسائل, وزوائد. In the action we have مقاصد, وسائل, ومتممات. الزوائد هي المتممات. المقاصد is the action intending to achieve. الوسائل are the means required to fulfill that action. And المتممات, what needed to complete that action after being achieved. Example very easy. Prayer in a masjid. The wasa'il is to walk to the masjid. The mutammimat is to go back to your place. That's how you fulfill the action. After the masjid, you need to go back to your place. So that, subhanAllah, part of the action, to complete your action. To complete your action, it might be also the tasbih after the salah, the dhikr after the salah. So the case of the salah that we mentioned, going back to his place, that complete. Why? Because the completion of the action ends by someone coming back to the place where he started. In this case, coming back to his store, coming back to his house. That's mutamma. See if he has another example here. They have the same example. طيب. Any question? It apply in a way when someone he's required to, you know, to stop doing haram. The mutammim, but the mutammim will have the reward. No, because the mutammim need to be like someone stole money. The action is fulfilled with repentance, right? But the action is to take back the money to its owner. So that's completion of the whole. And if he doesn't know, or if he took the money and he need to have that money back, and if he will not know the owner, he will give it sadaqah in the name of that person. So he's saying here. That's an example. But if you take the opposite action also, someone committing haram, the mutammimat of al-haram, they have the same hukum as the haram. So for example, taking alcohol. Someone is haram to drink the alcohol. Going to get the alcohol is haram. Buying the alcohol is haram. And sitting after drinking alcohol to, you know, continue talk ill, that's haram. So that's completion of that action of haram. That's the zawa'id mutammimat. It's also haram. So if you take it like from haram perspective, from whatever he starts till he go back home, is all haram. As the salah from wherever he lives, you know, the place he lives, to go pray and come back all rewarded as the salah. And you put the totally opposite one is haram. Someone traveling to a sin city. The round trip is all from since he take the plane or car, whatever, till he come back home is all haram. And all sinful. And there's some people, they read dua safar. He's going to make haram, he said, Allahumma atina fi safarina al-birra wa taqwa. He's going to make haram. لا حول ولا قوة نسأل الله العافية. طيب. Number is good that we go on fast. طيب, you want to take the break earlier and then pray Isha, and then after Isha we come back, or we finish this till 7 and then we'll meet you back at 7:30. What do you think? 7. I'll let you go at 45, inshallah. So when we come back, we'll do the Nahw and the Tajweed together. So, but we come back right after Isha. طيب. Give you 15 minutes. طيب, the next one. Number 25. والخطأ والإكراه والنسيان أسقطه معبودنا الرحمن. الخطأ, mistake. إكراه, someone to be forced, doing anything against his will or her will. والنسيان, النسيان, forgetfulness, someone who forget to do an action obligated on him. All of that, أسقطه, أسقطه. أسقطه would mean in this, أسقط, he like make it fall. And in this meaning, it means like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not holding accountable anyone who does an action or who forget an action, does an action that is wrong with by mistake, not intending to do it. Al-ikrahu, force it. Al-nisyanu, he forget. Someone he forget to pray. He's not held accountable on it. As soon as he remembered it, he should pray it. That's how he fix it.
What if he does not know, not knowledge, there's something, that it's,
as long as there's no intention, is al-udru bil-jahli. He's going to be given excused because of his ignorance. However, it depends on what matter he did it, and he say, I didn't know. Because there's matters in Islam what we call ma'luma min ad-dini bil-darura, which is mean there's certain facts in Islam. They are everyone Muslim, he's obligated to know by the fact to be a Muslim. When you say I'm Muslim, it includes the shahada, he knows the 5 pillars of Islam, he knows the pillar, those pillars, but he knows what is haram. He knows adultery is haram. He knows alcohol is haram. He knows. So, for example, someone get drunk and said, what are you doing? He said, oh, I didn't know that is haram. He said, no, this is by saying I am Muslim or accepting Islam, this becomes an obligation to know. Unless someone who's truly sincere and new in Islam, nobody told him, that's also will be excused because he didn't know. Actually, it happened in time of Uthman radiallahu ta'ala an. Someone commits zina and he came in the suq. He's talking about what he has done last night. I said, this is crazy. He's talking about openly about an action like this. So the police, they came and they took him. So when they wrote a note to Uthman radiallahu ta'ala, they said there's something weird he's been talking about. So should we, take him and, kind of apply on him the ruling concerning someone who commits zina? Said, no, send him. And the case was like Ali radiallahu ta'ala anhu was with Uthman. When they asked him, what have you done? He said, yes, I did this yesterday. So Ali radiallahu ta'ala said, this one, we cannot apply on him the hukm, we cannot punish. He does not know. Nobody will know that it's haram and in front of Khalifa will tell you, yes, I did. So then find out he's a Bedouin, someone who's, live like in the desert. He does not know. So they let him loose, and they, after explaining to him that this is forbidden and haram in Islam. So here, al-khata', so this is what we, al-udru bil-jahl, qa'idatu al-udru bil-jahl, exactly what if he doesn't know. But these here are applied on those who who knows the hukm. But if he does it not without intention, so by mistake, or force it, or forget to do the action that he's obligated to do, all of them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asqataha alayhi, He will not hold him accountable or hold her accountable for it. If we go in some of the sharh, al-amdu, so al-khata is the opposite of it is al-amdu. Al-amdu is like they have that the intention to do it. When someone planned for something, there's premeditation to do that action. But someone, if subhanallah, by mistake and he didn't mean to do an action, therefore he's not going to be held accountable for it. That's why even in killing there's qatlul amdi wa qatlul khata. When someone killed, intending to kill, is eye for eye execution. That's the hukum. If al-amd, al-khata, then have to only to pay the blood money, the ransom. Al-ikrahu, to be forced to do something against one's will. An-nisyanu, to be heedless, to be distracted, or to totally forget. The hadith of رواه ابن ماجه that the Prophet ﷺ قال إن الله تجاوز لأمتي عن الخطأ والنسيان وما استكره عليه. Allah تجاوز, he left. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not call accountable whoever who made an action with khata, mistake, nisyan, forget to do it, وما استكره عليه, and whatever they been forced to do. Even to say a word of disbelief, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not call accountable anyone on that. Like Ameur ibn Yasir. Ameur ibn Yasir, the great companion of the Prophet ﷺ, was forced, seeing his own parents being persecuted and actually killed in front of his own eyes. And he was forced, pushed to say good and to praise the idols of Quraysh. And he did. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed an ayah because he could not, after that, be able to look at the face of the Prophet ﷺ, believing that that's it, he negate his iman. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala قال من كفر من بعد إيمانه إلا من أكره وقلبه مطمئن بالإيمان. Whoever who deny after belief, except those who've been forced and their heart is filled with iman. So you can force the tongue to say a million things. As long as the heart is sound, Allah look at your heart. So al-ikrahu, someone against his will, someone, for example, they threaten him to kill him. Tell him, say whatever, do whatever. If you'll say it, he will not be calling accountable for that at all. But there is things, that someone needs to be aware of. Anything that concerns the person who's been forced, Allah will not call him accountable for it. Say things bad about Allah, Allah will forgive you, will not even call you accountable for it. But to transgress others because you are forced, that's haram. That's accountable for it. Tell you, look, if you don't kill that person, we're going to kill you. The Sharia here, he said, no, if you kill him, you're going to be accountable. Because the Sharia telling you, your life is not more valuable than the other life. So it's haram to kill, to save yourself. So this is not the ikrah that we're talking about. Ikrah, someone being forced to eat haram, he'll eat something that is personal, go back to that person. But to being forced to hurt other people, no, that's not ikrah. طيب. The fuqaha, also Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the ayah said, قال ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا. In the end of Surah Al-Baqarah, oh Allah, do not call us accountable for anything we have done by mistake. And then there's many ahadith in the ayah of Ameur radiallahu ta'ala an that I mentioned from Surah Al-Nahl, إِلَّا مَنْ أُكْرِهَ وَقَلْبُهُ مُطْمَئِنٌ بِالْإِيمَانِ. Surah Al-Nahl. The scholar, they divide the ikrah, this ikrah, to two types. الأول إكراه تام بمعنى الإلجاء. إكراه تام, someone, he's been forced, this person didn't have any option. That عافانا الله وإياكم, someone being forced to commit fahisha against her or against him. Forced. Someone being attached or forced or being attacked, and they do, fahisha for them, or zina. The second, إكراه ناقص. إكراه ناقص, there is not there's an option to say no, but إكراه comes with threat. The other one, the first one, for example, imagine someone being taken like وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, like case of rape. That person, there is no way, because something inflicted on her or on him, there is no ilja. This is full ikrah, full ikrah. The other one, someone ikrahun naqas, is not a complete ikrah where someone is being threatened. Said, if you don't eat, we're going to do this for you. So this is being forced by threatening. So this is ikrahun naqas. The ikrah, when someone will commit whatever being forced on it to do, will not be a sin, as I mentioned, when it really related to the one person. But here there's few others condition that I will cite to you. He said the first one, that the one who forcing the other person, he's known to have the ability and the power to fulfill his threat. A child came to him and said, if you don't eat this, I'm gonna hit you. So the big guy is gonna look at him, really. So like they say, oh, you're gonna hit me, I'm going to drink this haram thing. That's not. So he's saying like the one who's threatening, it's really like someone who's able to fulfill his threat. That's the first thing. Second one, that the one who's forced does not have the ability to defend himself or herself, or to push away this, this action, or to be save themselves from these circumstances. Third, if the person refuses, then he's presumed that he's going to be hurt. The last one, that the threat required to be done, the threat is like an imminent threat. So for example, someone, if you don't do this, I'm going to do this with, you know, just wait for me. If you don't do it within a week, I'll do this. So I said, it's the given time. So then you are not forced. You're going to go home, you're going to think, unless, you know, Allahu Alam. It depends on the case. It depends. It depends. Because now it's like, they have techniques. Anyway, anyone forced, he's not, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will not call him accountable within the condition that we mentioned. We'll stop here, inshallah. طيب. Any question? Meet you back at 7:20. Good. 7:20. Good. Huh? Hello. So, yes. Question. Huh? The third one. I put them all together. So the third one, like, you know, if you can put the one who's threatening has the capacity and the power to do it. And the one threatened, he believed that if he will stop, if he will not do what he's being asked to do, he's going to be truly hurt. That's the main one. And the third one is the time. So, for example, if someone said, if you're not going to do this, by next week, we're going to do this. So the threat is going to be like, you know, kind of postponed. Then he said, then if you're not in that situation anymore, you should not do that, what violate the law of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the threat is not, as long as the threat is not imminent, then someone should not do it. Unless they come back and they threaten back in that same, and they want to do that, inflict on him that threat right then it's permissible for him to do it. That's why I said it's difficult to evaluate the situation only by knowing the case. And then it comes back to everyone's situation, really. Because there's people, you know, they can handle threat. You know, there's other people, they cannot even, by people, you know, shouting at them, that's it. Other people, you know, they can handle screaming and shouting and threatening to a certain point. So it depends on the people. And Allah knows. جزاكم الله خيرا.